discuss the taxation for the cancellation of debt. When a business debt is forgiven, canceled, or discharged. So simply put, you had a debt, let's assume a loan, and that loan is forgiven. Well, the canceled amount is considered as taxable income, and this is known as the cancellation of debt income. Now, what's the general logic behind this? The taxpayer originally received the benefit of borrowed funds without paying tax, and now they no longer require to repay this obligation. So if you borrowed money, let's assume you borrowed $10,000 from the bank, then you cannot pay this money. So you took this money and you used it. When you received this money initially, remember, that was not income to you. Remember, in the prior session we looked at items that are not income. A loan is not income, so this was a loan. But now, since you cannot pay it back, there was a cancellation of debt. The bank says, you know what, I'm going to issue you a 1099-C cancellation of debt for this $10,000. Once this happens, you no longer have to pay it back. What does that mean? It means this $10,000 is now income taxable to you. That's the general rule. So, and I hope it makes sense. Initially, you were supposed to pay it back. Now you no longer have to pay it back, as if someone paid it on your behalf, as if you received $10,000 of revenue. That's why it becomes taxable. So this is the general rule. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this topic. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, FarhatLectures.com. You are here because you are serious about mastering taxation. Whether you are taking a tax course, studying for the CPA exam, or enrolled agent, tax feels overwhelming, not because it's impossible, but because it's dense, detailed, and often taught at a pace that doesn't match the way you learn. The rules can feel disconnected, and the logic isn't always explained clearly. At Farhat Lectures, we slow it down. We explain the why behind the rules, break concept into simple steps, and rebuild your understanding from the ground up without assuming any prior knowledge. When explanation matches your learning, everything changes. The confusion fades, the rules start to connect, and tax becomes manageable. If you are ready to understand tax with clarity and confidence, start your free trial at farhatlectures.com and let's build your tax foundation together. There's an important exception for cash taxpayers, and what's that exception? So we have to be very careful here. Cash basis taxpayer do not recognize cancellation of debt income if the payment of the debt would have been deductible. What does that mean? It means here we are talking about a debt that's an accrued expense in nature. We're not talking about a loan. For a cash taxpayer, if it's a loan, you have to pay it back. But if it's an accrued expense, what's an accrued expense? Accrued expense, it's an expense that you recognize before you pay. And by the nature of the cash taxpayer, they don't accrue expenses. Why? Because they're cash basis. Cash basis taxpayer, they only record the expense when they pay it. Therefore, by its logic, they don't have any accrued expense. Therefore, if they received a service and they were charged $10,000 for that service, but they never recorded the expense, therefore they would never have to record a revenue because they never recorded an expense in the first place. So a cash basis taxpayer only deduct expenses when paid. So if the expense was never paid, it was never deducted, it was never accrued. Therefore, the cancellation will not create income. So let's take a look at this example. Greenfield, cash basis, hires a vendor to repair equipment for $8,000. What did the vendor do? The vendor sent them $8,000 of a bill. Greenfield never recorded an expense of $8,000 because Greenfield never paid it, because Greenfield would only record an expense if they paid the $10,000. After a period of time, the vendor says, you know what, since you cannot pay me, I'm going to forgive the debt and I'm going to issue you a 1099-C for this $8,000. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Greenfield does not recognize cancellation of that income because Greenfield never recorded an expense of $8,000. If they did record an expense of $8,000, if they were accrual, then they would have to record the income, but they never got the benefit. The repair expense would have been deductible if paid, but they never paid it. Since no deduction was taken, there's no income to report. Again, if it was a loan and they took the money, then it is obviously income. So let's take a look at the accrual versus cash. Cash basis taxpayer, no income if expense, notice not loan, would have been deductible because they never recorded the expense. Accrual, cancellation of that income is recognized because they accrued, they recorded that expense. So why accrual taxpayer recognize income? One more time, they already deducted the expense when it was incurred. If the debt is later forgiven, they effectively received a double benefit. They took the expense and now they have income. Not at all. If the deduction is taken, no payment is made, therefore the forgiven amount becomes taxable. Now let's talk about when the business is insolvent and bankruptcy. Even if the cancellation of income normally applies, there's an important exclusion. Cancellation of income may be excluded if the taxpayer is insolvent or in bankruptcy. What does it mean, insolvent? They have more liabilities than asset. So insolvent means you have more liabilities than assets. Bankruptcy, debt discharge under a court proceeding. You're in a court proceeding and you are in bankruptcy. What are the rules? The cancellation of that income is excluded up to the amount of the insolvency. What does that mean? Let's assume total liability is 200, total asset 150. So we have an insolvency of 50,000. Liabilities exceeds assets by 50,000. And let's assume this business received the cancellation of debt of 70,000. Guess what? The insolvent amount is not taxable. So we would exclude 50,000. Now, I highlight this in yellow because it's not going to go away. Just hold on that. So what's the amount that's taxable? 20,000. So to summarize, exclude from income 50,000, taxable income is 20,000. So this business would still include 20,000 of taxable income, but they would exclude 50,000. Would they exclude this permanently, the 50,000? And the answer is no. So what happened instead? We're going to have what's called a tax attribute reduction. So if the cancellation of income is excluded, as we just said, 50,000 was excluded, the taxpayer must reduce certain tax attribute instead of recognizing income. What does that mean? It means if you have a net operating loss, you would have to reduce that net operating loss. Because net operating loss is a deduction, you have a cancellation of that that's not taxable, you have to reduce it instead NOL. If you have tax credit, you have to reduce it. If you have asset, you would have to reduce it. And this is reported on Form 982. So let's go back to that 50,000. If you remember, we said 50,000 was not taxable. Let's assume this business has net operating loss of 30,000. Boom, it's gone. So this 50,000 offset 30, you still have 20,000. Let's assume you have tax credit of 10. You can no longer use the tax credit. That's gone. And let's assume you have equipment with a tax basis of 100. You would have to reduce your basis to a 90. Now you might be saying, why do you reduce your basis? It means when you sell this asset, your gain is higher. You would recapture later on. So that is what you will do. And we have something called Qualified Real Estate Business Indebtedness, QRPBI. For certain real estate business, cancellation of that income related to business real estate can be excluded, but the taxpayer must reduce the basis of the property. Let me show you what that means. Let's assume Samantha owns a commercial rental property. She took $750,000 loan to improve the building. Due to financial hardship, the bank forgave $200,000 of the loan and issued a 1099-C. What do we have to do? Samantha excluded the $200,000 under the Qualified Real Estate Business Indebtedness rule. So she qualified that. How? she would have to file Form 982, and she would reduce the basis in the property by 200,000. So let's assume the property had a basis of 2 million. That's her tax basis. Now she would have to reduce the basis of the property by 200,000, and the property will have a basis of 1.8 million. What does that mean? All what happened now is we reduce the basis of the property, so when we sell it later, the gain should be higher or the loss is lower. So we would recapture that. So the impact is lower basis, higher depreciation recapture, or gain when sold. This is what we do. So it's not going to be taxable now, but rest assured we're going to recapture that later on. So what are the key exam takeaways? COD income is generally taxable unless exception apply. We have the cash basis exception. The accrual taxpayer must recognize COD income. Insolvency, bankruptcy, income excluded but tax attribute reduced. We have the real estate exception. We just talked about this. And always watch for Form 1099-C and Form 982. And this is again another summary of what we just talked about. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. A sole proprietor using cash method received a Form 1099-C for $12,000 related to an unpaid office rent that was previously incurred but never paid. The rent would have been deductible if paid. What is the proper tax treatment? So we have a sole proprietor, a business person, that a vendor gave them a forgiveness of $12,000 because they could not pay the bill. They're cash method taxpayer. How would they treat, how would this 1099 affect the sole proprietary? Would they include the $12,000 in gross income? Would they include the $12,000 only if the taxpayer is solvent? Do not include the $12,000 in income, include and claim $12,000 deduction. What would we have to do in that situation? Do we have to include an income? Because we learned the cancellation of debt, generally speaking, is taxable. And the answer is they're a cash taxpayer, so we have to be very careful. So A, I would say out because they're cash basis taxpayer. Why? Because cash basis taxpayer, they never enjoyed the deduction of that expense. Why? Because they never paid it. Because it's their cash basis and it was unpaid. So they never recorded the $12,000 as an expense. Therefore, they would not include the $12,000 in income because they never took it as an expense. Now, if this was an accrual taxpayer and it says they accrued the expense, then the $12,000 is included. So you have to be very careful. We have a cash basis method, and clearly in the problem it says it was unpaid office rent. It means it was never recorded. Therefore, the cash payer does not include it in income. What should you do now? Whether you are a CPA exam candidate, enrolled agent, tax student, the best investment you can make that no one can take away from you is invest in yourself. Go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional resources, AI resources, additional lectures, MCQs, simulation, exercises. Don't shortchange yourself, and God bless.